I'm Rory Green from XR Today, bringing you the latest in news and conversation from the extended reality space. Today, we'll be discussing VR training tools and immersive learning with Aneesh Kulkarni, the CTO of Strivr. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Rory. Thanks for having me.
No problem. It's great to have you, mate. So can you start us off by introducing the Strivr platform?
Yeah, I'll just start off by telling you how Strivr got started and what the company does. So in 2013 and 2014, Strivr was incubated as a project in Stanford's Virtual Human Interaction Lab by Derek Belch, who's our CEO and founder, and Jeremy Bailenson, who's our co-founder. The project was essentially developing a tool to train the team's football players. In 2015, Strivr was established as a company coming out of Stanford, and the software was adopted by dozens of professional and collegiate sports teams. In 2017, we started the pivot to the enterprise with the Fortune 1 Walmart, where they started to use Strivr to train employees in virtual reality at scale. Today in 2022, we have partnered with multiple customers in the Fortune 1000, like Walmart, Sprouts, Verizon, MGM Resorts, and more, who use the platform and have trained over 1 million employees in virtual reality. So put simply, the tagline at Strivr is we make enterprise VR easy. Strivr is a software company that develops an enterprise VR platform that makes it easier than ever to create or publish, deploy and measure immersive learning at scale across an enterprise. The solution from Strivr is both a software platform complemented with expert professional services that includes VR strategy, content development, change management, and support.
Brilliant, thank you for that. So let's dive a little deeper. Could you tell us more about the services that you build, as well as the headsets that you operate with and why?
The platform allows customers and partners to create or publish immersive content. So that's a core capability. It enables L&D teams to manage this content that's been built and published and distributed to tens of thousands of headsets for learners to access. We developed the in-headset software that provides an intuitive immersive experience to help learners acclimatize in VR really quickly and effectively and use both 3 degree of freedom and 6 degree of freedom experiences. The platform uses data from the learner's experience in the headset to provide insights on usage, performance, sentiment, and behavior. The platform is secure and compliant, meeting the compliance requirements of the different verticals in the Fortune 1000. And as I said before, the platform is complemented by expert professional services to help customers with VR strategy, content development, technical platform integrations, change management, and support. On the headsets, we don't make the hardware, so we do not make the hardware or the headsets. We aim to be headset agnostic and partner with hardware companies that make headsets that are enterprise ready because our customers are enterprise customers in the Fortune 1000. An example of such a partner is Pico. They make both 3DOF and 6DOF headsets. The headsets are enterprise ready. They allow us to customize it to a certain extent and bring VR to scale using the enterprise ready headsets.
Brilliant. So you mentioned some of the verticals that you cover when you chat about your story and your history. So you cover from financial services to retail to sports. Can you explain a little bit more about how such a range of verticals can benefit from VR training and immersive learning?
Yeah, we like to think that VR addresses mission critical use cases across verticals. So if you think about operational efficiency as a category of use cases, there's new process training, there's production operations. The people involved are field managers and frontline workers. Next, you can consider health and safety. There's topics like hazard identification, safety procedures, emergency situations like active shooter, robbery, and injury. Next, consider customer service. There's developing empathy for the customer. There's managing difficult conversations with customers. And people involved are customer service reps, frontline workers, store managers. And then you consider this whole category of interpersonal skills, interview training. How do you interview people effectively? Onboarding new employees, difficult conversations with employees, identifying bias, diversity and inclusion, public speaking. So you think about all these critical use cases, they all apply to all these different verticals that we've talked about. Here are some specific customers and examples. So for example, Walmart. With Walmart, Be Kind was a de-escalation program for managers and associates around conflict resolution. With Verizon, Robbery was a program for store employees to practice and develop safe reactions under pressure. With Sprouts, Onboarding and Culture was a VR program to train new and existing employees on Sprouts culture and values. And then finally, with sports, quarterback trainings were programs for quarterbacks to identify formations and make the best decision in real time. So we kind of think about the use cases and all the customers and the examples that I just provided. It sort of becomes clear like how VR starts to be applicable and spans all these different verticals.
Fantastic. And then from that range of clients, how have you found the onboarding process? What have you learned? And maybe what's different with that VR onboarding process for that range of clients you have?
Yeah. To be able to realize impact across the customers that we partner with in the Fortune 1000, you have to be able to scale across the enterprise in the entire organization. It's not about just training one department or a group of employees. When companies in this space, in this category of that size want to have an impact, they want you to be able to scale across the organization. So having a platform that scales, a model that complements the software platform with expert professional services is critical. That's what we found. Next, having an enterprise-ready platform is critical. Large enterprises, and especially those in the Fortune 1000, the ones with the tens of thousands of employees that Strivr targets, adopt technologies at scale that fit into their workflows. So take IT, for example. The IT teams love technologies that fit into their workflows, and those that integrate well with their systems. So having an enterprise-ready platform is critical. And so is being enterprise-ready for us, Strivr, as a company, that when we partner with these enterprise customers. Finally, the importance of new data and insights to the business is a game changer for VR. Strivr allows you to track usage, validate learning outcomes, uncover competency gaps through behavioral patterns and insights. The platform provides usage data, which is table stakes for enterprises, like who took the training, when did they take it, how long did they take it for. Performance data, how did the employees score? Sentiment data, how do the employees feel about the content, the modality, the effectiveness of the training? And then finally, behavioral data. We capture users' actions and movements throughout the experience, allowing us to summarize and interpret a learner's behavior to determine the outcome of their actions.
Brilliant. There's a lot to digest there. I think that's really great. Do you mind if we follow up with that? You mentioned a lot of the times these Fortune 1000 companies. Could you just give us a little bit of an idea of the feedback and perhaps a response you have after implementing VR and immersive learning tools with these firms?
Yeah, so the two primary feedback points on ROI that we have seen across our customer base is speed of proficiency. Like, what's the time savings and cost savings for training somebody in VR as compared to the traditional medium of 2D, right? And then what's the real world performance improvement? So some examples: a major U.S. airline was trained their ground staff to inspect planes in hangars. Doing that in VR allowed this airline to save about $10,000 a day because they avoided having to commission planes just for training. 97% of Verizon and store employees felt more prepared for dangerous situations after training through the robbery program that they partnered with Strivr on Strivr's virtual reality platform. Sprouts reduced its onboarding time for new employees on their values from 4 hours to 45 minutes. That's about 81%. Fidelity saw a 10% increase in customer satisfaction going through developing customer empathy training for their customer service representatives. Sprouts saw a 16x retention of employees on their core values, which is really important to Sprouts as a company because they lead with their core values. At a multinational food processor, 89% of employees felt more prepared to handle safety incidents on the site. And then Walmart reduced training for a new technology by 96%. And then a major shipping company, saw a 2x in retention of package handlers because the people they were onboarding and hiring for the job felt prepared for the job that they were going to take.
Brilliant, thank you. That's all really insightful. I appreciate those comments. So finally, Strivr recently joined the XR Association. Can you explain the significance this holds and what benefits come from joining its XR ecosystem?
Sure, Rory. So you just think about the mobile industry and how it's evolved. Advancement and adoption of VR and MR and XR in general as a technology is going to take an ecosystem of leaders that understand the space, the technology, the benefits, the importance of issues like privacy and security. So Strivr is really proud to be part of the XRA to take an active part in establishing the policies and practices that define the future of XR. We've been doing this since 2013, 2015. We believe that we've learned a lot by working with enterprise customers, and we can bring that to the organization and to the industry at large. They have working groups and committees on developers, on accessibility, on policies and standards, health and inclusion. And these are areas for us both to contribute to and to also to draw from the other members in the XRA. So we're really proud to be a part of the XRA, and we believe that we can learn a lot from the organization, but also bring a lot to the organization.
Brilliant stuff. So let's wrap this up. For those watching, what's the best way to keep in touch and keep up to date with Strivr?
Follow us on Twitter, follow us on LinkedIn, and then obviously our website at www.strivr.com.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining me today, Aneesh.
Thanks, Rory. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the time.
No, brilliant. Thank you very much from yourself. That's it from myself. Get more XR news by subscribing to the XR Today news channel and by following our social pages. I'm Rory Green from XR Today. Thank you very much for watching.